Hey guys, I'm Karina.
And I'm Vitamin E.
And welcome back to the Late Podcast. The Law According to Eric. So today we have a part 2 to our rap beef episode that came out today as we're recording, it came out today. So that one was just with Eric's friend Swindle. We did an analysis of the beef. Now we're going to do like a regular episode of just me and Eric talking about stories about rap beef.
So let me just say, the episode that dropped Wednesday with our in-studio guest Swindle didn't really touch on a lot of what we were going to talk about. It sort of kind of took its own direction. And so we didn't want to promote an episode and hype it without actually doing it. And because the episode with Swindle wasn't the way we envisioned it, so we decided to go ahead and do this as a part 2. And then our next one, which will be for next week, will be Baby Mama Drama. And then we'll have some more after that. So, but before we get into this week, have you ever seen those like fortune tellers? You drive by, you see like psychic. Well, you know what you call a fat fortune teller or a fat psychic? I just fucked up the joke. What do you call a fat psychic? A fortune teller. Oh. But I sorry. You know what? I still win. It was funny. I win. With
rap, but I don't know if you sketch the joke. So it was like, what if the rapper in the game, say when 50 Cent gifted him a sweater? It's like G-Unit. You know his song G-Unit?
No.
You don't, but it's a better joke. There's also like the do you know who 6ix9ine is? That is? Like
Tekashi the Rat?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, he's a rat.
Yes, there was a joke about that one. It said if 6ix9ine actually starts his 47 years, he'll be the first mumble rapper to finish a sentence.
That's kind of funny, but only because I know about the case from the legal side of it. And I know he became a cooperating witness, and he basically was a snitch.
He hated.
Yeah, and he, I gotta say, I think the guy has balls.
Yeah.
Because he came out of that and he was just like singing like I'm proud to be a snitch. Right? Fuck you.
He embraced it.
Yeah, he owned it. Yeah. And maybe that in a way saved him. Like he just became a little too popular, and so you know what it's like. I hate to say it, but it's like those fucking Island Boy kids.
Oh my god!
Oh, they drive me fucking crazy. Those are the two douchiest kids. Oh my!
They're not as big anymore because when they first popped off, it was everywhere. And I remember those.
No talent, can't sing, wannabe tough guys who, went crazy with a tattoo needle at, their fucking probably mom's boyfriend's shop or some nonsense like that. Trying to be all Bahamas when they're really just like from fucking Sarasota or some shit. Oh, so cringy. By the way, if the Island Boys are now one of our 2,000 listeners, I said that right. 2,020. Pardonnez-moi. 2,100. You guys can stop. We don't need you. We don't care. Sorry. I mean, unless you don't mind being, you know what? If you do listen, come on, because I could spend the whole episode just talking you guys down. I would just run them down the whole time. Oh my God. Oh.
But on the rap from before, I told you how Chris Brown bought all those tickets for Quavo too.
Oh yeah. That was
and then the Drake one, there's his new one. Kendrick came out with a diss track and called him. He basically called him gay. He said one of the girl rappers. Her name's Sexy Red. She has a couple songs with Drake, and he said when you look at you and Sexy Red, you just see two bad bitches instead of him and her. So Kendrick did come back.
Well, okay. We're gonna jump into this episode in a second, but here's what I will say, and believe it or not, I mean this as a positive thing. Mm-hmm. Back in my day. Right, when we were coming up in the late 80s, early 90s, when rappers would have a beef and there would be like these what they call diss tracks or whatever, there would be violence. There'd be shootings. Yeah. I will at least say that the hip hop world has evolved to the point where now this is like a customary part of this industry. Well, my point is that it's all done now verbally, right? Nobody takes it to that next level, and it's actually become almost healthy in a way where now they're just trying to do like the next better one, and like one wants to one up the other. Right. The content then goes to the masses. Mm-hmm. It's a creative way of dealing with these sort of insults or issues. Mm-hmm. And of course, nobody gets shot for doing it, at least not right now. I mean, there's always an exception like Nipsey Hussle. I don't know if he was shot over that though. I
No.
think he was just in the wrong place, right? Or
No,
there was some.
It was a weird dude who had came up and tried to give him like this track he had made to listen to his music. And Nipsey Hussle said no because he was known to be like a snitch in there. Like,
Oh, okay.
He said no, and the dude was so mad he came back later. So that's what happened. Mm-hmm.
All right. Much more tragic actually than.
Yeah.
But okay.
All right. So let's get into this.
All right.
So our first title is The Legality of Diss Tracks and Defamation. This is taken off of Legal Advice.
All right.
It says, I recently wrote a diss track about someone that I have had issues with and released it to SoundCloud. I don't have a lot of traction there, so it's mostly just there to upset him. In the track, I never specify what the person's name is. The person in question is threatening to take me to court now for defamation of character if I don't take the song down. Essentially, I have two options. One, I take it down and avoid confrontation. Or two, this is where I'm asking for real advice. Since I never outright say his name, we would both have to agree in front of a civil judge that the song is about him for the case to continue, correct? However, in the song, I mentioned some highly legal things that he has done. In admitting to the song being about him, would that mean that he is also admitting to the content of the song? In short, if he says this track is about me, then will that hold up in a criminal court, allowing him to be tried for federal/state crimes that are mentioned and explained in detail of the song?
Okay. I will respond to this as if this was a California case. Okay. I don't know where. And when you upload something to SoundCloud, it really, you could be anywhere in the world. And, okay. But assuming this is California. Okay. So number one, let me just say, I don't know who you dissed or who you think you dissed, right? And if nobody's listening anyway, it probably doesn't fucking matter. Literally. But if you don't name a person, you're probably fine. It's just expression, freedom of speech, creativity. Even if you did name the person, it has to be a statement that is presumed to be true with the intent to damage this person's reputation or cost them money. If this person is also some type of artist or well-known, then what they're called is a quasi-public figure, right? So the standard's a little different, right? Than if it's just like a private citizen, like, like some poor, housewife and their neighbor puts out a song saying, oh yeah, she charges $50 for a blowjob every Tuesday, right? That's a bit more direct, right? But not dropping a name and just saying, John Doe did this and did that and he's a this and he's that. No, you're probably not going to be in any kind of trouble for that. By the way, if you do say who this is and this person somehow acknowledges that, yeah, that's me, that doesn't mean that he's admitting to anything criminal, right? And so that's like, honestly, I don't mean to like start the episode off all salty, but that's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why on earth would you think that if you put out what was likely some kind of satirical, insulting diss track about me, and it says, oh, Eric is a child molester and watches kitty porn and a brutalizer and a rapist and a colonizer and I'm like, well, yeah, I guess that's me if I'm Eric, but that doesn't mean I did all those things. Come on, buddy, use your brain. Like, and by the way, if your creative writing or rap lyricking is as good as the way you write in Reddit, you don't have a fucking future in yeah. I'm just saying, yeah, you got no fucking future in this. And by the way, there's lots of other funnier ways to make somebody mad, but so it's likely that this was some kind of, self-gratification for him. Like he just wanted to put it up there and do it. And you know what? I get that. I do. I mean, sometimes you do things just so you feel better. Yeah. Fine, you do you. But if you're worried about legalities at this point, then just fucking take it down if you're that worried. Yeah. I don't personally think it's a problem. I mean, being honest. Even if he did, you have to show real damage. By the way, sometimes people put out a diss track and it has the opposite effect and it gets people more followers. So they didn't actually get damaged in any way. They actually are better off, right? But even if, whatever, I'm saying none of that even happened yet. So you put something out there and then you stop and you think twice like, oh shit, I can get in trouble for this. But you know what? Do that first part of the analysis in the beginning, right? And then decide what you want to do. But if it makes you feel any better, you're probably just fine.
All right, next one.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for singing on my friend's track? My friend makes music. Well, recently he was going through a harsh, unexpected breakup, which had caused him to take a break from his music. After a few weeks, he finally was making music again like normal. Then his feelings got hurt again, and that gave him the idea to make a hype sort of diss track. So me and a couple of friends threw a lyric on the song just as an emotional support. I guess you could say that. When it was my turn to throw my line in, all I said was, fuck that bitch, in reference to my friend's ex. This dude had a few weak weeks, and I was just happy to see him get into something again. So yeah, fuck that bitch. Well, here comes the issue. When I got home, I had told my girlfriend, and I had her listen to the song Freaky. My girlfriend was mad and said, "Put yourself in my shoes, and imagine if I was rapping saying fuck men. It wouldn't hurt you?" Exactly, yes it would. I never said fuck women, I just said fuck that bitch, specifically. I tried to explain my point and my friend's song and what it was about. I basically got a K back and she's still not speaking to me. Am I the asshole here?
Well, I would let you handle this first, but the only reason, and you still should, but I don't know, I got a little lost somewhere on that. What's the problem?
She's mad that her boyfriend went on his friend's diss track and was like, and he said fuck that bitch, and she's basically saying if she would have went on a song and said fuck all men, or like fuck men, that he would have been upset, and she was like he shouldn't have disrespect what a woman.
So she's mad because it's not about her.
No, it's not about her or her boyfriend. It's about the boyfriend's friend because of the woman that like left him. Okay,
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm gonna let you handle this, but let me just tell you right now, what a fucking idiot! What a stupid thing to get upset about. I mean, okay, go ahead. I don't know. Maybe girl power has a different point of view on this, but for crying out loud.
I say fuck that bitch all the time. That's like part of my vocabulary. I say that at least twice a day. I'm like, fuck that bitch. I don't fuck her. I just don't see how that relates to all women. It was just fuck that bitch. I think she's stupid. I don't know.
Well, if you want to get grammatical about it, fuck that bitch refers to one particular person. Yeah. That one.
And now right? We said fuck bitches. That now we're
right. Fuck all bitches or whatever. That's different. But even that
had nothing to do with her.
Right, and it's his friend's song, right? He just came on it.
Heartbroken, and he's trying to like help him feel better by writing this song with him. All he said was fuck that bitch.
Yeah, this is dumb. This is another one. Like, I can't believe that these are really issues.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Well, you know what? It was the question like, am I the asshole? Yeah. Yes, she is.
No,
he's not. She is. What did he do? He just helped his friend out.
Literally, all he said was, my thing is, I want to know what kind of music she listens to that she's never heard. Fuck that bitch or fuck bitches or anything like that in a song.
It's a good point, too. Maybe she listens to like country western or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. Jeez.
Maybe.
Fucking opera. Jesus Christ.
All right. Should we go on to the next one then?
Yeah,
all
yeah.
Right. This is another diss track posted on YouTube.
Okay.
Can I get sued for making a diss track and posting it to YouTube? YouTube has an option to report any video for harassment and bullying. If I were to make a diss track on a YouTuber and post my video to YouTube, could I be sued by that YouTuber that I made the diss on? And if I can be sued, can I avoid a potential lawsuit by adding a "this video is not made to be serious" disclaimer in the beginning of the video? I just want to ask the real questions before I put it out there. He actually had, thought beforehand. So
yeah.
But
I mean, so it's not always an easy question, right? Because defamation, like libel, slander, has different sorts of standards and guidelines depending on who the person is, where it's published, if it's on a public forum like YouTube or like a website or like a discussion board or something like that, as opposed to if this is something that you say to an interviewer that gets published, but right. Or periodicals or whatever, was the purpose to give your honest opinion about something, so the most common types of issues that come up, like for defamation, mm-hmm. not all, but most common, are usually when somebody posts like a negative review of a business, and then they go like scathingly bad. This was the worst fucking restaurant I ever ate in. My stomach was sick. My kids threw up. The food was undercooked. The waitress was mean. She threw a fucking fork at me. Whatever. Right. This place was and by the way, and it happened to be like the nicest place ever. But even that, to that degree, is still technically an opinion covered by the First Amendment, right? Where you get into real hardcore issues of defamation is if, first of all, the statement that's being made has to knowingly be made as a false statement. In other words, if I happen to know that you, Hurricane, are a biological female, and I post that you're actually a post-op whatever, and I know it's not true, that's the first element of defamation, right? I made a statement knowing it was untrue. Because, by the way, truth is a 100% absolute defense to any defamation lawsuit.
And from that, I could sue?
There's more to it.
Okay, because I was like, I know a lot of people say Michelle Obama's a man.
I know, but then, then it has to be like basically believable. Like when people say that, like Big Mike, right? Yeah. Michelle Obama nobody, I don't think, maybe there's a few like, look, there's always going to be somebody in fucking, Mississippi or whatever that thinks this kind of stuff is real. Just like angels are real. Elvis is still alive, hiding somewhere or whatever. Yeah, whatever it is, right? Biggie and Tupac together, right? Okay. But we'll keep it hip hop. All right. So it's right. But usually it has to be like believable, right? You have to have suffered some kind of damage. Did you get fired from a job? Did you lose an endorsement? Right? Did you, all of a sudden, all your sales plummeted? Let's say you had a website, an Etsy store, whatever.
So on YouTube, though, how would that?
Okay, so YouTube, but YouTube can be monetized.
Right. That's what I'm asking. Right. But how do you track that?
Well, YouTube, this would be through a subpoena.
Oh, okay.
Down the road, you can show. Yeah. Right, and that would be by the way, that would be one of the parts of the lawsuit they would have to describe. Like, as a result of this, I lost this much money every month, and it continues to be at a loss, right? So, those are things that are part of what we call pleadings.
Could you argue, though, that maybe that month it just went down? Because I know YouTubers don't just stay at the top. I've heard them talk like we go up and down.
It's not, yes, damages are not always easy to prove, especially in defamation. Of course, look, big high-profile cases are. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, that whole thing, right? That was much more sensationalistic, right? And it probably didn't hurt Johnny that Amber was just a cunt, like every which way you could choose. So, and by the way, I will tell you, my personal legal professional opinion is that Johnny's lawyer way out-lawyered Amber's. They were not even close in degree of excellence. Straight up. That doesn't mean Amber's lawyer was bad. Johnny's was elite. In this matter, what I saw, very good. And by the way, I've defended defamation cases in the past. I actually prevailed. I'll tell you that story. What we could do is we could actually do an episode on defamation, freedom of speech, people that are afraid. We'll get into that later. But to get back to this, sorry, we went a little bit off on a rabbit hole. Probably not. YouTube is a public forum. It is not limited to membership subscriptions or anything like that. It is a means by which information is disseminated. When we were doing our PayPal litigation case, we had people on YouTube talk about it. They didn't always have everything accurate, but again, that's the public forum. That's kind of what you deal with. Again, depending on how untruthful the things are, that might get him to the next level. But they have to be very untruthful, and he has to know the truth and lie about it anyway, right? So if you are saying things that you believe are correct, or you're doing it in good faith, and you're just spreading information that you think,
I saw this and that, and from that I got that.
Yeah, and by the way, fam, if you want to avoid all of this, just start every little post with "in my opinion," right? Just in my sole opinion. That's right. Okay, that'll solve half these problems.
So for this fact, like Kendrick just put out this one calling Drake gay and a bad bitch or whatever. So
sorry.
Wouldn't that be like defamation?
No.
Lying of character?
No, not really. Honestly, not really.
Okay. So next one. Next one is titled, "Am I the asshole for liking rap even though I'm not black?"
No, that's it.
I grew up in Detroit. I didn't even know country music was a thing until I went to college out of state. And wow, did I immediately hate it. I grew up on Tupac. No.
I hate it too, but I grew up on different music. But anyway, I hate country music.
I grew up on Tupac, Nas, Eminem, Biggie. I love rap, and I always will. Recently, a black friend of mine started roasting me because of my playlist and essentially accused me of being a poser and cultural appropriation. What was weird to me was that this came because I was saying that Tupac wrote the greatest diss track of all time with Them Up. I agree with that.
Yes, I remember that last week. Yeah.
My friend started getting on my case for being too into black culture. I said, "What do you mean by that? This is the culture I grew up with, and I don't think it's wrong to appreciate and embrace it." I also tried to get them to specify what exactly I did that bothered them, and I said if I had done anything offensive, I would 100% apologize. Their only argument was that I was white, and I should stick to my own. I'm not even white. I'm Mexican. I pointed this out, but they didn't care and said I shouldn't pretend to know more about rap than they do, an actual black person. Part of me wonders if they were just insecure or something because they have never heard of Hit 'Em Up before, and I was genuinely surprised by that. I didn't say anything mean about it. I just said, "Oh wow, you've never heard of that? It's like the greatest diss track of all time." And then went on to tell the story about the infamous rapper's feud. Part of me wonders if I may actually be the asshole by virtue of not being black because I get there's a lot of struggle being black in the U.S. But I don't see how loving rap and sharing it with a friend could be wrong. Am I the asshole here? You want me to take it first?
Sure, because you're Hispanic.
I'm Hispanic.
You listen to rap, right? So this could be you. This is your story.
I don't think so. I mean, honestly, I don't think so. I think cultural appropriation is real, and I'll say that when, like, with the girls that do the braids and all of that, I think that's wrong. I don't think we should, other girls who are not black, you should not get black girl braids. Your hair's gonna fall out. Well, first of all, but secondly, that's not our thing. I do think that counts cultural appropriation. Of people who like dress up like in like the Asian wear and everything. I think that's cultural appropriation. I don't think liking a type of music is cultural appropriation, because that means if I would listen to Spanish music and I'm black, would it not also be the same thing? And I feel like it's just stupid, and they're just insecure, or maybe they just were mad that they didn't know about a song by Tupac. And if they didn't know that song, I genuinely feel like they aren't even rap fans. So
it's almost like saying, if you're not Jewish, you can't have or enjoy bagels and lox or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just kind of stupid. Music. Well, I'm a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I know the question is kind of comical and it's kind of goofy, but just to be serious for a second, cultures, I believe, are meant to be shared and are not meant to be exclusive.
Right.
We have the freedom as human beings to adorn ourselves into whatever culture we feel most comfortable. And by the way, the definition of culture is very loose, because you can call anything a culture. There's a car culture, right? And then within that car culture, then you've got like the lowriders, you got mini trucks, you've got hot rods, right? Customs, cancel, right? You got the cancel culture. And then why? Is it for wokeness? Is it for whatever? Okay. You have religious culture. So you have like what people call the Jewish culture, which is, it's not the religion, but it's the things that we do, like the foods, just like you have African American or black cultures, you have Hispanic culture, so on. I don't see how cultures are limited to only those select groups that make up parts of that culture. Number one. Right. That's what I mean. Right. I love tacos. But am I culturally misappropriating from Mexico if I eat a taco? No. So music, first of all, the artists that put out music want everybody to listen, everyone to download, because that's their money. Okay. So they don't want 5% of the fucking population only. They want everybody. That's number one. Number two, artists don't make music that's labeled for black people only, right? It's for everyone to enjoy. That's number two. Number three, because it's an art form, it's meant to be viewed and interpreted differently by everybody. And that's part of what I think, part of the beauty of the hip hop culture is that these things like diss tracks, like using words that have dual meanings, right? Like you said, now he's like, I look at you and I see two bad bitches. Well, he didn't directly call Drake a homosexual or a transvestite, right? But what I'm saying is, but there are men that hate women, but they're not gay. They're just, whatever. But the point is that these are creative, artistic ways of trying to get points across, which is very much in line with the First Amendment, all that kind of stuff. So, bro, listen to whatever the fuck you want. Like, beef your playlist the fuck up. Turn it up loud. Okay? Who cares? By the way, did I tell you how I used to do that to Maya when I used to drop her off at school? No. So like with Swindle, if anybody, by the way, listens to our Wednesday episode and they actually visit his site and listen to some of the music, listen to that song Blue Caviar, right? So I had it, or like right after he and I met at download. So Maya now is in her early 20s and she's a college junior, but this is before she was in high school. So it goes back again like 6 years. So I would have to drop her off in the morning. So we'd be driving, and then right as we would get to like the drop off point, I would lower all the windows and I would pump Blue Caviar really loud, super loud. But and it was very, and by the way, so the first time I did it, it was so funny to me, just to me. Maya, of course, feels mortified, and but Maya, my daughter, she's a bit more laid back than my other kids. Yeah, like as partially a joke, partially serious. Like her nickname growing up was "fuck it," like Maya, fuck it, whatever, fuck it. So Maya came up with one of the funniest comebacks to that ever. To this day, I still tell this story because I find it so funny. Because like there was like one of the school security guards was kind of like looking at her. She got out of the car like this one morning. I was playing this music, kind of give her this funny look, and he looked right at him, and she said with a straight face, "That's my Uber driver."
Oh my god!
And then just went to class.
Oh my god!
So she got you back for that. Yeah, she was on her way. But anyway, so the bottom line is we all listen to what we like. Everybody has their own individual tastes and preferences. Just like I said last time, I've got Yeah, that's Eminem's hometown. There's a lot of like hip hop that came out of Detroit. So yeah, for all those reasons, just you listen to what you like and don't allow yourself to be.
Stop being friends with people.
I don't even know if they're really friends. I mean, if they're just making fun, that's different. It's like did you see the movie 8 Mile where Eminem? So like the kid, that one Cheddar, that character. If he's like that, or this is just more kind of like harmless, and they're just kind of joking around, that's one thing. But if they're being serious, like, look, you better delete your playlist or not play it around. I mean, fuck that. Exactly. They're not really your friends, pal. They're
eating your Mexican food.
100%, right? 100% And by the way, don't think for a minute that a thick Latina walking around campus isn't getting looked at. Exactly. Okay, and you know why I know that? Why? Because every fucking DoorDash driver we've had has come in and hit on Karina one way or another. At least I hate to say this, the black ones have every fucking time. Am I lying? No. Okay, every time.
So, changing his voice. We have a new mail delivery.
Oh, the mail carrier.
Have a good one.
God.
And then he'll leave and he's on the phone and because off his voice is so different after. But all right, next one. Are you ready for the title of this one?
Okay.
Why the asshole for getting upset that my mom continually saying the N-word to a rap song?
Oh, God.
I, 18 and Asian, feel like
no. God.
I just feel the need of some validation here. But the argument my mom proposes just downs all of the reasoning for me, and I need another perspective.
Okay.
Yesterday, my mom and my dad were listening to my brother's rap playlist in his room while he was getting something to eat. And out of nowhere, she started singing the N-word with a hard R. Not once, but 3 times. I was in the other room, and I shouted from my side to stop saying the slur. But she justified her actions by saying, it was just in the song. My father, quite submissively, said, I don't even say the N-word, when my mom asked if he sings along to his rap songs. The following day, I was in the kitchen with my brother and told him about the incident from the night prior. And he displayed the look of almost disbelief. Regrettably, my mom overheard me when I was saying that she's blatantly racist. She got extremely angry at me and yelled at me for explaining the common sense that there is so much meaning rooted behind a slur, and it is so simple to just leave it out of her vocabulary. She proposed arguments that we shouldn't be listening to that music and asked if I even cared about our own ethnic culture and background. She gave the typical, we're family, you're so insensitive for calling me a racist. There are no black people here to listen to me. As well. She then continued saying that I have to change the friends I hang around, all which are BIPOC, like the either black, indigenous, or person of color.
My God, we're so oh my God, we're so for fuck's sake, people.
I realized there that I had to stop trying before she blew a fuse. For context, my mom is certain the main culprit of casual racism in our household at the very least, because she has said before that I cannot date anyone of black or Latinx descendants. My dad and brother are extremely educated on these topics, but when it comes to our mom, it's like my dad quietly takes her side and my brother goes on quiet, much like I tend to do. I just feel like she shouldn't listen to rap or even sing along, so she can't respect anything. I'm not entirely sure if I'm overreacting, but I want to know, do you think I'm the asshole for asking her to stop saying that?
I just have a question. Mm-hmm. I thought Asian people can't pronounce R. They're like fly lice instead of fried rice. Isn't that right? Sorry. Oh my God. Thank God Jennifer's not here. Oh, I would be so HR'd right now.
I know.
Just joking, everyone. I'm sure we have listeners in Thailand. Yeah, just kidding, pals. Okay. Sorry. No tuk-tuks here. I apologize. All right. In all seriousness, first of all, my first question is why were mom and dad in the kids' room listening to his music? Right? That's what I mean. Right. And when parents usually go into their kids' room, it's not to listen to their playlist. It's to like look for shit. But maybe. Maybe. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, ew. No. I thought like mom and dad maybe like they had some weird fetish. Like, yo, hey, Lin, let's go get busy and,
put on rap music?
Like whatever. Like they'll never think it's us. Like, all right. But now to try to answer this, okay? And I'm serious. And this is not just an Asian culture thing. It's very much like this in the Jewish culture. We respect and revere our families, our mothers and fathers, mothers especially. My mom wanted to sing along to one of my songs on my playlist, and I don't care how bad she was doing it or how inappropriate it sounded. I would never in a million years say, Ma, don't do that anymore. Let her have her fucking fun. What do you care? Is she doing this out of the house in front of his friends at like some birthday party? No. She's in her fucking house. Her house, by the way. Your parents' home, not your home. You don't own that bitch. They do. Okay? and she wants to like sing along because she can't find the song catchy, there's a 50-50 chance at least she doesn't even understand the hard implications about it. Okay. And even if she did, she's singing along to someone else. It'd be different if she made a bunch of picket signs, right? That said like, I don't want enters around my, that's different. She's just listening to some song and singing along to it. To me, honestly, it sounds innocent. It sounds like he's just embarrassed by it, you know, a little butthurt or whatever. I don't even know if it's butthurt. It just sounds like he's embarrassed. He wants his mom to not do that. I get it. It would embarrass me a little bit, but then I would find it funny. Honestly. Now look, if I had like the football team over for like a barbecue on a Sunday, right? And mom came out with the fucking boombox over her shoulder, right? With sunglasses and a big chain, right? Singing along to, you know, NWA or whatever, right? Shows how old I am, but right? Well, I'm just saying that's one thing, right? But if mom's just listening to the songs on this kid's playlist or his brother's playlist or whatever, and she, you know, catches the spirit, so to speak, and decides she wants to sing along, fucking let her. What's wrong with you? It's your fucking mother, you know? Honestly, this is starting to upset me. Why are people so concerned with things other people do?
Well, okay, I'm gonna kind of go on the other side of it.
Well, hit me, because I don't get it.
Yeah.
This sounds to me almost more judgy. Give her a fucking break.
So, I grew up in Crenshaw. I grew up, all of my friends are all of them. And I grew up I know a lot of Hispanic people say that word. I know a lot of Hispanic people have taken it. And the black people don't like it. But they're like, oh, it's the Mexicans. They're saying it. They wanted to say it. And it's been like that. But I still think it's wrong. I do feel like maybe she didn't mean it in like a sense like that. But I like, that's me. I don't feel like if you're not black, you shouldn't say it. That's my belief though. That's me. If you're not black, you shouldn't say the word. That's just how I feel. And that's just because I feel like it has a really like, you know, derogatory meaning behind it. You know, some of my best friends are like black. That's how I see it. Like that's how I was brought up. That's how I was explained. My friends, you know, I've always said like they don't like that, and I understood that. I don't say it. I don't do it. I listen to rap all the time. I've never felt the need to say it. My brother listens to rap all the time. He doesn't feel the need to say it, you know. But I feel like we grew up in that. Same way with like, I know we have a lot of derogatory terms in like the Spanish community. I wouldn't like that to me. Even if, and it's like, a lot of people argue it's like, oh, well, they say it among themselves. It's like same thing, like, you know, us. I, as Salvadoran, I, as a Hispanic, we have a lot of derogatory terms. We can say it to each other and know that we don't mean it another way. But I feel like when another culture says it, you don't know how to interpret that. That's, I think, the issue. You don't know how they're meaning it to you. And I feel like, yeah, she's in her home. Again, there was no harm here. She's in her home. She wasn't meaning it to anyone. She was directing it to someone. She was singing along. I think what the person here is saying, I think they're a little bit more woke, I think, because I hear them say, like, the BIPOC, the Latinx, I see, like, they're very woke. He just wanted the validation to know, like, yes, it's wrong, and I think you're right in thinking it's wrong, but, again, she's not really harming anyone. As long as she doesn't go out and say it, as long as she doesn't say it to anyone, I would prefer she didn't say it at all, but as long as she's not saying it to people, I feel like there really is no harm.
Well, that's kind of what listen, as long as she doesn't start singing it at her job at the fucking massage parlor or the nail salon, right, where the fuck she works, that's, you know, and the other thing too, and this is, I think this episode's a bit more serious than normally, but look, first of all, the N word, as people refer to it, has become marginalized and almost accepted. Television, film, music, right? And yes, it is a fine line because it's normally African Americans that utilize the term to make a point. Look at any of the 50 Cent TikToks and the things he says all through movies. Go back to like Training Day with Denzel Washington. Right. Okay. And the idea, I understand, it's just like me saying, well, I can tell, you know, like Holocaust jokes or Hitler jokes because I'm Jewish, but not really, because Judaism hasn't become like a global phenomenon like hip hop has. So it would be almost unfathomable to think that people won't adopt words, mannerisms, and trends from such a widely popular genre of music. That goes for older moms as well as young high school kids and everything in between. So again, if this is just because it's from the music, if mom went around throwing that word out, like, you know, this this, you know what, or just cut me off.
Yeah,
that's different, right?
Yeah,
I'm with you, right? That's different, but she's not.
She's not. She's singing it
right. And she and it's with music that's already there. So I think the kid is being a little oversensitive. And again, my feeling, just let mom do whatever gives her happiness these days, just let her fucking do it. And that's what I was going to say before. I was going to get back to that. I don't understand why people feel the need to be so judgy about others. You know, to each their own. I'm sure there are lots of people that find my particular sense of humor or my podcast voice or whatever annoying or cringy. Fine. You don't have to like it. And I don't do it for them. So don't listen. At the same time, and what I don't want is I don't want a bunch of people emailing or tagging and Instagramming like, I can't believe you said that. You're so weird. Don't fucking listen to me. I don't care because I do this because I like it. Right? It has nothing to do with anything else. So it sounds like mom is just singing along because she likes it. She's having fun, whatever. So just give her a fucking break, pal.
Next one. Am I the asshole for not taking down my video that was well, let me read that. Am I the asshole for not taking down my video that was a gift from my best man? This one was funny. I have a sister that's 6 years older than me. My parents for years canceled on me last minute because of my sister. I had a basketball game. Oops, sister doesn't feel like going out. I'm graduating. Oops, sorry, sister had a bad day at work. We can't go. They have missed both major and smaller events in my life because of her meltdowns. I met the love of my life recently. I met the love of my life. Recently, we said it's time and off. From the beginning, I told my parents how I was worried that my sister would try to ruin another special moment in my life. My mom told me over and over again it would not happen. The day of my wedding, I received a voicemail from my mom saying they couldn't come because my sister's dog got sick and she was upset. I was hurt. My best man, however, is a jokester. He took my phone, then went to my fiance and asked if he could post a video of our wedding as a gift on social media. She loved this idea. I had no idea about it until I came home. Our honeymoon was at a lakeside cabin, no cell service. The post caption was, "My best friend. He is an amazing person, even if his parents never showed up for him." The video was still pictures of us next to her parents and me on the dance floor, cutting the cake where you would normally see both parents in the wedding picture. The sound behind the video was my mom's voicemail explaining how they couldn't come because my sister's dog was sick. He ended up remixing the voicemail into a diss track to my parents and attached it to the video and posted it.
That's fabulous.
I came home a week later to hundreds of messages, family members from both sides insisting that I should take it down. I was told my sister has not stopped crying. My mom is refusing to even leave the house. I may be the asshole here, but I didn't take it down when I got the messages. I didn't even call my family back right away. I waited until my vacation time was over at my job and enjoyed my time with my wife in our new home before I contacted anyone else. My dad told me to take down the video. It was just a bad night for them, that they will make up to me and my wife for not coming. My reply was exactly, how do you plan to make up a wedding? It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. You choose to ignore my feelings on the whole matter. Then he just repeated that he will make it up to me. I told him I would take the video down only when he made up missing my wedding. Flustered, we both hung up the phone because we knew if we didn't, we would have said things we shouldn't have. Am I the asshole here?
I mean,
I think it's hilarious.
Right. Honestly, it is kind of funny. I mean, is he the asshole? No, he's not really. The parents are the assholes.
The parents are the assholes.
I mean, you're right. How do you skip a wedding like that?
How do you make it up? How do you make up a wedding?
Yeah, well, but I mean, yeah, like how do you not go? I don't care what the reason is, unless there's like a legitimate physical injury, unless you got into a car accident on your fucking way to the wedding. That's bullshit. They're getting what they deserve. So I not only wouldn't I take it down, I'd repost it everywhere. I would TikTok the shit out of it for as long as we still have TikTok, whatever.
I would literally make an Apple Music account, and put it on Apple Music.
I would absolutely.
Spotify.
I would release it as a single.
Yes.
And maybe
billboards for it.
Yes, YouTube it, whatever, and maybe I'll even make some money. Like the wedding gift I didn't get, right? That's how I'll make it up too. Yes. Yeah, no, he's not the asshole. Fucking creative. That's right. Yes. Really creative.
The voice and I made it into a diss track. I think it's genius.
That's fabulous. And by the way, what kind of fucked up people do that over voicemail? Right? At the very least, have the courage and the heart to speak directly, even if he can't be face to face. You know.
But he said he was used to it.
I'm just saying, like it's almost like, yeah, that's almost like breaking up with someone by text. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm not feeling it anymore. I think we should separate and split up. Love you. All right, bye. So sad.
It's like having a sister-in-law that just texted you that she was moving in,
She got you this time. It wasn't even me. Damn, that was good. Did I ever tell you that story? Like the wasn't even me story?
No.
This is really, it's only funny to me, maybe, but so one day I'll go through like my academic history and like how long it took me to actually get to law school and all that. But for a while, I was at a technical college, and one of my classmates, his name was Mike. I can't give his last name, but anyway, Mike, and he was Hispanic. And Mike was always telling us stories about his little nephew, whatever. He was like a 6-year-old. He was like a 6-year-old, little gangster, right, kid. So he was telling they would be at some party, and they went to do the piñata, and when they hit it, all the candy was almost gone already. And the little kid had basically gotten into it and emptied it. And so they call him on it, hey, little Hector, what the and he's like, it wasn't even me. And that was and that's the way he would say it, for everything. I know, it wasn't even me. So so every time our one of our professors or whatever would call Mike out on something, he would do that. She's like, oh, man, it wasn't even me. But anyway, in this case, it was them. It was. And it's fucking funny. No, you're not the asshole, you're my hero. Yeah. That's a good one.
Keep that friend.
For sure.
All right, excellent. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend to shut the fuck up and dismiss himself? You might actually think this is funny. Just hear it out.
All right.
Okay. I am 21 and he's 22. We have lived together 3 years and have been together for 6. Generally, we get along pretty great. I don't know what sparked this change in him, but for the past few months, he has been engaging in a really annoying habit. He loves the rapper Pooh Shiesty. I don't know if you know the letter.
Nope.
He wears a mask that only shows his eyes. So now
I thought Kanye does that now.
But he actually started it, that shit.
Oh.
Now that mask is called the Pooh Shiesty mask. People refer to it as the Pooh Shiesty.
Interesting. And so Kanye wears the
Pooh Shiesty, I guess, yeah.
Or some weird dominant, some weird, whatever. Okay. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. All right.
Yeah, he wears a little ski mask and he goes into the eyes and that's the Pooh Shiesty mask.
Okay.
But he listens to him and music like that. He raps the lyrics constantly, all day long. He does this in a few ways. 1, he'll have his headphones in and rap every few lines out loud. He doesn't even realize how loud he's constantly being, and when reminded, he quiets down for a few minutes and then it starts back up. Or 2, the most annoying thing he will do is he will constantly walk up to me, get my attention, just to rap some lyrics to me. For example, I was watching a show the other day. He walks in the room, gets my attention, makes me pause the show, and just tell me, I don't do no beefing on no social media sites, which is a rap lyric. He will pause any activity I'm doing just to rap to me.
That's awesome.
Or 3,
all right.
He would just have to show me a song or a rap or a lyric, and he wants me to guess the artist. And he will not go until I try. I have made it crystal clear that I find this annoying as hell, and I don't like it, and I wanted to stop. Today, I was taking a nap, and this man woke me up to show me a YouTube video of the EBG response to the diss track Back in Blood. I saw red. I asked him why the fuck he would wake me up to show me a fucking video. He started rapping lyrics at me, and I ended up yelling at him to shut the fuck up and dismiss himself. He kept trying to talk, but I kept saying, dismiss yourself, over and over until he left. Hours later, he's still upset, saying I was really rude to him. I asked him why he thought waking me up out of my sleep to sing me a song was a good idea. He said he thought I'd like it. I said, you know damn well, I don't even like music like that. And you know that I hate you rapping at me. He got quiet, and he hasn't stopped gaming since. My brother is staying with us temporarily and says while he finds it annoying as hell, I am the asshole because clearly he was just trying to share what he enjoys. And this made me feel a little bad. Am I the asshole here?
Right. Well, okay. I mean, if I'm being rapped at constantly by my 52-year-old white girlfriend, that would be a little weird. If she woke me up from a really good, enjoyable nap just to show me a rap video, I'd be a little miffed. I suppose if this was 22-year-old Eric, I might be a little bit more tolerant, but at the same time, if this is how he finds common ground somehow, but it feels to me like he really does know this upsets her.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think this was the first reaction she's ever given him. I'm pretty sure, because my first thought was going to be, what would Eric do? Well, Eric might sit him down nicely and say, listen, Jimmy, I really don't like when you do this to me. I know that this is something you're really into, and that's great. Right. To each their own. I like, fucking hee-haw music, whatever. It doesn't matter. To each their own. So why don't you keep your music to you? I'll keep my music. That's my first thought. But I bet you to some degree that's already happened. Yeah. Right. And Jimmy doesn't give a fuck. Jimmy, and sometimes I see, you just get caught up in that moment. Sometimes. So, our IT guy, Dave? Yes. Okay. So Dave used to sing in a band years and years ago. And when we worked together at certain companies, he would do that sometimes. He would just be walking to like fix someone's PC, and he would kind of like be singing something to himself or humming. Now, it wasn't like at a person, it wasn't like directed, but I get where some people just are sort of in the moment, or
we all just sing randomly sometimes.
Or a song gets into our head, start singing on the way home in the car, whatever, like carpool karaoke, like whatever they do. Okay. But yes, this also sounds a bit extreme. Waking her up.
My brother Brian, when I lived with him, he would literally just randomly just bust in my room and just start rapping. And I was like, what is going on? But it never felt like bothered me this much because like Brian would just leave on his own after a while.
Yeah, no, it
doesn't stop.
Yeah, I hear you. It sounds like it's more of an annoyance for her. I think that secretly or deep down, that kind of gives him some pleasure to upset her that way. I get it. I too have a little bit of that dark side of me where if I know something's like really under someone's skin, it becomes entertaining, right? But at the same time, okay, he is kind of a little extra. So I don't think she's the asshole. I think she just snapped.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
All right.
So we have 3 more.
Okay.
And I think these 3 are actually pretty funny.
All right.
The last one I'm waiting, but that one was my favorite one, but let's go.
All right.
This one is titled, Am I the Asshole for Listening to DMX even though some of his lyrics are homophobic? I'm a fan of older rap, and I have a few DMX songs on my playlist. A day or 2 ago, I was listening to Where the Hood At by DMX, and my friend asked me what I was listening to, so I told him. He proceeded to get really mad at me because DMX has some pretty homophobic lyrics in his song, such as I show no love to homo thugs, and how you gonna explain fucking a man, even if we squash the beef, I ain't touching your hand. Now the problem isn't whether or not those lyrics are homophobic, because they clearly are. The problem is that my friend wants me to completely stop listening to DMX because of the homophobic things he says. I argued back with him saying that I don't even know if DMX actually is homophobic, or if those are just meaningless lyrics, and that his lyrics don't stand for anything that I stand for as long as I'm not homophobic. Then it got me thinking, would you guys think I'm an asshole for listening to? I don't think so. I listened to that, I still listen to that, what was that man who was like,
R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Oh.
He has some bangers and
yeah, but that's a whole different level.
But he has some good songs. Only because I listen to them doesn't mean I agree that he should pee on people and I'll do all the other shit, I feel like it's the same thing DMX. Every rapper talks shit about something in their music. You can't cut everybody out.
Yeah, I definitely think that music and hip hop from the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, had a different type of tolerance, right? We are in a different era right now. Oh yeah! Oh my God! It would. Oh yeah! Certain things never aged right. I mean, yeah, we could never get away. Like I told you, like one of my favorite movies of all time, one of the funniest movies ever, was this movie called Tropic Thunder. Tom Cruise, Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr. I mean, like a star-studded cast. Robert Downey Jr. basically does the whole movie in blackface, right? But back then it was very funny. Jack Black, I mean, all these people, right? Today,
it wouldn't fly.
No, never.
It was funny, but it wouldn't fly. Yeah.
Right, never, not in a million years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't see. I mean, look, no, you're not the asshole. Listen to whatever you want. Honestly, I mean, come on.
Doesn't mean that you're.
That's right. That's right. You don't become a homophobe because someone puts lyrics about gay people or whatever. Just like you don't become a pedophile if you listen to R. Kelly, and just like you don't become a rapist if you like Mike Tyson boxing or whatever. It's what, right, or any of that stuff. And yeah, it's so. Well, that's what I'm saying. I guess it's music. I don't know a lot about the music, but I do know like the scandals, like the legal stuff. No, that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, just, listen to what you want. Don't worry about it. Just, maybe don't go to like a Blue Oyster gay bar and start rapping out loud to people, right? Like, don't be like the one before us or like just randomly walk into like a fucking pride parade and start, right. That's probably not a good idea, right? But if you just want to like listen to them in your car and bop your head back and forth, fucking do it.
You know the connection I have with Lima?
Sure.
I actually knew a girl. I was actually pretty good friends with her. That's one of his daughters.
Oh, right on.
She doesn't show up as his Google Kids, but that's in Google.
I understand.
It's not like from his ex-wife, but that was like his younger years. She's like my age.
Oh, he had a baby mama out there. He's probably got a few, right? A couple of them, but all right. That's kind of neat.
All right, next one.
All right.
Am I the asshole for writing a diss track on my uncle? My uncle is a bit of a jokester, and he's always making fun of me and my music. So I decided to write a diss track about him. I called it Uncle John's a Jerk. And it's all about how he's always making fun of me and how I'm better than him. Lyrics are, Uncle John's a jerk, he's always been a jerk, he's always been a thorn in my side. He's always been a pain in the neck, he's always been a real pain in the ass. I play the track at the next family function. All of my friends and younger cousins think it was hilarious, while my uncle didn't think it was as funny. He said I was being disrespectful and demanded that I apologize before he sued me for defamation. I don't think I did anything wrong. I don't feel like there's any validity to his defamation threat. Am I the asshole here? And can he really sue me over this shit? No. And your rap sucked, so please don't put that out anywhere.
Thank you. Well, let me just respond. First of all, people can sue people for anything.
That's true.
Right? It doesn't mean it will succeed. It doesn't mean that they're going to win anything. It doesn't mean that you may not be able to get sanctions against them for wrongful or malicious prosecution or an anti-SLAPP motion for defamation, things like that. But so when people say, well, can I be sued over this? You can be sued over anything. It doesn't mean it's a valid lawsuit.
Right.
Will you lose? Probably not. Again, it's freedom of expression, First Amendment. Again, go back to some of the threshold issues. Did you name your uncle by name? Did you say something you know to be false? Right? Or no, I'm saying, did you say something that you knew to be false with the intent of damaging his reputation? Probably not. So I wouldn't really worry about it.
Okay, last one.
All right, last one. I'm ready. I think.
Am I the asshole for performing an original rap at my daughter's bat mitzvah?
Oh God, I can only imagine what my girls would have done to me if I did something like that. Oh no, God! Now I wish I could go back in time and do it.
I'm a dad to a wonderful girl named Rachel.
Of course, Rachie.
Rachel recently had a bat mitzvah. Obviously, I paid and spared no expense. She's the light of my life. However, she is very angry with me now. In fact, she hasn't even talked to me since the party. The reason is because during the reception, I performed a rap song that I worked very hard on. To be clear, I know I'm not Tupac, I know I'm not LeBron, and I know I'm not Jay-Z. I don't know why he threw LeBron in there. That's a basketball player, but whatever. I know I'm not a good rapper, but I am funny, and I love my daughter. So I put together a rap song honoring her, making sure to add lots of teen phrases she's familiar with. I'm not going to post the entire thing, but as an example, one line was, I'm MC Rapping Dad, and I'm here to say, what a mitzvah to you, Rachel, on this day. My rhymes are thick, and I'm not playing, so listen carefully to what I'm saying. Beatboxing. Rachel is kind, she doesn't talk back, she doesn't talk to boys, because boys are whack. Anyways, there's more.
Hold on, is there really more? I mean, did the guy need to put his fucking rap on the Reddit page? I understand, but my point is that was really meant because he needs validation. And buddy, anybody that considers themselves a lyricist is not going to give you the kudos that you're looking for on this. Oh my God. And now I can understand how mortifying poor Rachie must have been, how mortified Rachie was when, imagine just like typical, I'm saying typical, fucking, that's right, DJ Shmulek or whatever gets up there to start. Oh God. I'm sorry, can I just tell you, this is true story. We had friends of the family years and years and years ago. The wife had a brother, like these are like very Orthodox Jewish people. Okay. The wife had a brother that had a band, and the name of the band was, I'm not lying, you could Google and find them, Uncle Moshe and the Mitzvah Men. Yes. Oh my God, I'm going to have to look at it. I'm telling you. Oh God. So, I bet you this is like in the fucking Catskills or something. Like this is not LA. LA dads wouldn't do this. Even fat, Jewish, goofy LA dads like me wouldn't do this to their kids. But a dad like in Pennsylvania, I could see that. All right. But go ahead. Or in New York, like a New York Jew. Or, okay. All right.
He said, it was meant to be funny. I'm aware I'm just some dad and not a famous rapper. Uh-huh. Anyway, Rachel ran out of the room during it. Later, my wife said she found her crying.
Of course she was.
Here's the worst part.
Oh.
Her brothers, Ethan and Greg, were involved in the rap. They were breakdancing.
No! Oh my God, no!
And since they are also teens, I thought they would tell me if something I was doing was whack.
No, they're fucking with their sister also.
So now I'm wondering if A, they're just not even cool, or B, they did this on purpose to upset her.
Both! By the way, Ethan and Greg are not fucking breakdancers. By the way, 1984 called, they want their breakdancing back. What the fuck? Oh my God.
He said, I apologize if she's still mad. I have to admit at this point, I'm getting mad because not only did I write a 5-minute rap song, but I also paid upwards of $5,000 for this party, and I'm not even getting a hug from my daughter. Am I the asshole here?
Oh, Dad.
5-minute rap song, Eric. 5 minutes.
I know. Oh, Dad. So
I hope Maya listens to this, because I want to hear her opinion to this.
I let me just say, look, I don't think that he's the asshole. I think he meant well. He probably legitimately thought he was being funny. And, yeah, I understand. I get that. But, oh, Dad,
I know.
This is the amount that this is going to cost you in therapy is nothing compared to what this bat mitzvah cost. Oh God, why? What were you thinking? And then imagine, you know, I know 5 minutes, and you got the fucking DJ behind you with, oh my God. And then I mean, you know what I would wish I could have seen? If I was a fly on the wall, I'd want to watch the rehearsals. Like, how did Dad come up with this? Right. And like, was he like researching? Like, was he watching like videos of like, you know, fucking Will Smith or whatever? Like,
he swore because I feel like he had to, I don't know. I want to say that both of the reasons of why the boys did it might be true, because I don't know any like older or like teenage boy who would willingly break dance anywhere while their dad is rapping.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. You think your son would break dance?
No.
So I don't think they're cool either. I think they might be just nerds too.
Well, or the dad paid him.
That too.
I mean, because like if I were my son, if you pay him enough, he'll do it. I'm saying he'll do it. You know, whatever. You know, the only thing would have been better, honestly, is if somebody, like one of Rachel's friends, recorded that and put that on YouTube and TikTok with the brother. Oh my God. No, just to us. I mean, she's probably mortified and in need of counseling at this point anyway. So fuck it. Why not just go for the whole thing?
I know. But even then, I would love to see it.
Like I can't. I just went to my niece's bat mitzvah like 7 months ago, like last year.
Can you imagine your brother?
No, he never would do that. Well, because my sister-in-law Erin would never allow that.
Josh might do it though. Like if Erin.
No, Josh wouldn't do that either. No, because Josh cares about his child and her feelings.
That's true.
That's what I mean. Like, who thought this was a good idea?
Where did he even get this idea from?
I'm telling you. You know what I bet? Because I see this now all the time, like when the bridesmaids do like the rap songs for the bride and their sisters. I bet he saw something like that, or one of his kids showed him or whatever. He's like, oh, we should do that for your sister, Rachie. Like, no, bitch. Oh my God. Oh my God. Even Adam Sandler wouldn't rap.
That's true.
He might sing like the fucking Hanukkah song or whatever he does. But oh my God. Oh, well, you know what? I'm glad you saved this one to the end. But geez, that's so cringy.
So bad.
Oh my God.
Poor Rachel. Honestly.
She's going to grow up so fucked up. Oh my.
When did your trauma start? When my dad went up to my bedroom
and you know when Dad's trauma is going to start. And if I were Rachie, I would do this on purpose. Like when she turns like 16 or 17, she'd be like, Dad, I want you to meet my prom date, whatever, Lamar or something. And I would bring like the most hip hop blingy ghetto black guy I could find. That's right. You put me in touch with this culture. I mean, and I would get the guy with the fucking gold grill.
I thought you were going to be the other way and be like, you know, Dad, since you said I don't talk to boys and they're whack, now I'm dating a girl.
No, that'd be funny too. But
funny.
No. I would be like, you know, Dad, this inspired me, right? And Lamar and I are going to start our own hip hop group soon. I'm not going to go to college. I'm just going to hit the fucking club circuit. And
I want to be as good a rapper as you were.
Right, and I want to just start doing rap battles in the clubs, just like Eminem did in 8 Mile.
I'll remix your song, Dad.
Oh yeah, that'll be like my mantra. Yep. But you know what? But she may not be out of therapy and rehab when that's at that point. So 16 may be a little too soon. But oh my God, this is. Oh God, I wish I could see it.
I know.
Honestly, I wish I could see it. Wow.
I know.
Well, this has been. This came off, I think, a little better. I think our last episode with Swindle was fine. I just think that it ended up going, we were going to do something more like this. But when Swindle was here, we kind of let him take the floor and talk about some of this stuff that he went through and things he knows about. Yeah, so we just decided to stick with it. So there it is. We're wrapping this up, putting a little bow on it. So, Karina, tell them where they can find us.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us at The Number Confirm on Instagram, and our Instagram for the podcast as well is at The Late Podcast. There's periods in between every letter and links. You can find us on Twitter and TikTok at The Number Confirm. You can visit our website at edlawfirm.us, and you can email us at info@edlawfirm.us. And Rachel, if you hear it, please email me up that video.
Please do. So as a final parting thought, sorry, I know that we're supposed to end right there, but big shout out and appreciation to almost over 2,100 listeners now. That's really amazing. Every week we grow and we grow. I really appreciate it. It's beyond anything. I never thought we'd pass like 100. And just the fact that we're in like 6 countries now, Canada, Thailand, UK, all through the US, LA, New York, Chicago. It's really amazing. I appreciate you all. We're going to keep putting out 2 episodes a week as long as our schedules allow it. Next episode is going to be baby mama drama. And I think we might do, I'll call an audible. Maybe we'll do the one about, can I be sued for defamation? Right? Did I just defame someone? It just seems like there's a lot of questions out there about that. And I can at least speak somewhat competently. And then what I'll do, I'll ask, one of my good friends and clients, professional poker player, Todd Watellis, because he was sued for defamation once by, a guy that was a little bit infamous. This guy named Mike Postle. And I'll ask Todd if he can come on or call in, and tell us that story from his perspective. I mean, I could tell from the legal perspective, but how this all started and kind of where this ended up for Mike Postle and for Todd. So I'll see if he can't come on, we can still do the episode, but if we can get him on, that'd be great. And otherwise, that's it. That's all I got. Again, just much love. Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
I've seen a lot of podcasts do this. If you guys are ever interested in sending your own stories in and want them to be read, I could still do some and see what could like even match, and we'll have listener stories.
For sure.
So if you guys ever would want, email, at info@itbelawfirm.us, and we'll see it. So we can even read your own crazy stories you have on the podcast.
Absolutely. We absolutely can do that.
All right. Well, bye, guys.
Bye. Wait. There's vitamin E.
Eric and Karina.
Peace out. No, you said
okay, mic drop.
Okay. Oh.